For the 21-13, we are underway. The Cardinal win that opening tip, and some immediate half-court pressure from BYU shown.
Coach Kumar told us he is going to come out and mix it up defensively. He really wants to put them on their heels, force them to make decisions under duress.
Opening shot is up and missed by Agera, and BYU with the rebound and quickly pushing tempo. Gibb has Cambry Barber. Cannon will give it right back to Barber. Now the entry to the aforementioned Lara Rocco, who wants the cutter, and Barber passes behind her. It is loose. Barber comes up with it and scores it off the glass. Cambry Barber has been a revelation for this BYU team since she was inserted into the starting lineup. The Cougars are 7-1 with Barber starting since that move.
Well, it's because of her length and her ability to be active around the rim.
Post is Eschmeyer, who was fantastic in the Cardinals win in the second round, and they tie it up at 2.
And 6'5", great length. She'll come out, shoot the 3 ball. Very versatile big for Coach Kate Pay.
Sydney Benali, around the world dribble, tried to bounce it to Barber, lost it. Rocco trying to rip it away, and a jump ball is called as Rocco and Eschmeyer tried to pull it away from each other. It will stay with BYU on the possession arrow after Stanford won the opening tip.
Offensive keys for BYU is movement off the ball, continuing to move when you don't have it. That's going to occupy the defense.
2-2 early. Rocco inside on a beautiful entry pass from Delaney Gibb, and the Cougars back in front by 2, a minute and a half into this game.
Made shots allow BYU to set up their full court pressure with 94 feet. They're going to utilize their length.
Skip pass, open 3 is knocked down by Chloe Clardy.
We got a stoppage with the officials. Maybe a warning.
It looks like they're making an adjustment to the game clock by 6 seconds, so the clock started late. 3 is still good as we take another look at the entry to Rocco for BYU scoring, and then Chloe Clardy, Kristen, knocking it down.
Clardy, that 3-point threat on the outside, a junior, just about 30%, but very capable. 3-point shooting, not necessarily a strength for the Cardinal. For BYU, they're going to put up around 26 attempts per game. That's good for 23rd in the nation.
Clardy out of Conway, Arkansas, knocks down the first 3 of the game by either team. It's 5-4, Stanford in front.
Great double.
Right into a double as the monster comes. Lucky to get that back out to Gibb. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gibb splits the defense and scores. Delaney Gibb, in the words of her head coach Lee Camard, probably playing with more confidence than she ever has before. But you look at the pace of Stanford trying to answer right back. Haley Swain can't do it, so BYU and Rocco fouled on another drive and pass inside from Gibb. Both of these teams like to run. They're not shy about it. Both coaches said they would do it, and here we have the product on the floor.
And that pace will play in favor for BYU. You're at home. There's an elevation factor, whether you want to address it or not, and we saw BYU's got the depth, especially against Missouri in that second round. They were running the floor, and Missouri started to tire it as a fatigue factor.
Rocco drops in the first free throw. She'll have one more. We're tied at 5. There is Kate Pay in her second season at the helm for Stanford women's basketball, a program that has so much prestige and championship pedigree, trying to get back after a short stint away from the NCAA tournament to a place they're so comfortable in March Madness.
Kate Pay, 2 national titles, one as a player, one as a coach, but grew up around the program. Her older brother, John, played football and basketball, and from a young age was on campus going to sporting events.
Rocco makes both. BYU leading 6-5. So BYU's center delivers on her trip to the charity stripe. You should note that the score box will return to the screen in just a moment. I'll keep you updated on the time remaining and score as we go. 6-5, make it 8-5, BYU lead. And an air ball tried to get saved back in by Agera. And it's
attack from Hamlin, and Hamlin right there on that fine line of getting the foul call. She's got to be careful because Clardy very good at pulling up off that pick and roll action.
Olivia Hamlin lost it on the drive to the hoop. Eschmeyer takes it away.
Good help from Eschmeyer. She's got to protect off that pick and roll action.
And the Cardinal pay it off. Ncaa off the glass and pulls Stanford back within one at 8-7. Gibb, they're loving that pick and roll action off the high screen, but that one a little too tough to handle for Rokel, and an early BYU turnover.
And it's very clear that Coach Kamard wants to get Rokel involved. They want to make Eschmeyer work in that pick and roll action, and Rokel very good in that short roll.
The ball took a fortunate bounce for the Cardinal. Eschmeyer, and look at the defensive hustle by Benali to get back in front of Eschmeyer and force the travel.
That's a tough situation in the one-on-one action, and Benali just a heads-up play. Smart play from the freshman, getting set, drawing the contact.
6:40 to play. BYU with the 1-point lead at 8-7. First turnover by Stanford on that travel. The Cougars with 2 early giveaways. Gibb away from the screen, terminates, opts for Benali. Back on the arc. Now Hamlin, again away from the screen. Hamlin will pull up. Front rim no good, and the rebound tracked down by Clardy.
Oh, defensively, Stanford's allowing BYU to get the paint off the bounce, so that's going to be a recipe for disaster defensively. You can't allow them to get the paint.
Swain gives it away. 3-on-2 for Cannon, who takes it the distance and scores. Brynlee Cannon, 10-7 BYU.
Her initial instinct was to pass the ball, but didn't give it up because you have to read the defense. Don't have in your head what you're going to do before the play happens.
Eschmeyer, a left-handed 3, misses everything. Benali has it fall into her lap on the opposite side. In transition, Gibb. And that one graces the front of the rim. Put back on the rebound is missed by Bull. Third turnover by BYU here in the first quarter. Stanford has given it away a couple of times.
Lee Kamard, former player for BYU, he bleeds blue. I mean, he wants to continue to win. Just remarkable what he's done in his first season, 24-11. Potential to win a 25th game here and get to Wichita for the Final Four.
Courtney Ogden inside, elevates and scores.
Offensively, Stanford very balanced. They have 5 players that average double figures, and that balance is what they need to rely on.
Clardy with the quick hands, pokes it out of bounds from Hamlin, and we'll take our first break. 4:58 to play in the first quarter. BYU with a 1-point lead. Win-up play by Lee Kamard's bunch to take a 3-point advantage.
The pass from Barber, not holding on to it too long. That's a timely pass, or it's not going to be there long. And Rokel keeping it high for the finish.
Ncaa.
BYU mixing it up, going into a zone, showing the zone, and the Cardinals doing a good job getting the ball in the middle. That's where they want to get the ball to break apart the zone.
Gibb intent on taking her drive game to the hoop again and again early in this game. Can't finish there with the right hand. But on the possession before, a lot of Rokel, easy left-handed layup. A beautifully drawn up play by BYU. Hamlin.
What an impact Rokel's been this year. They bring her in as the 1-year transfer, just 1-year eligibility, so senior, but boy, she's been fantastic for Lee Kamard.
Brynlee Cannon's jumper bounces off, and a bump inside, and a foul call.
BYU +6 on the glass. Very active, trying to create second chance opportunities. They come in averaging 13 offensive rebounds. Barber's going to go hard. Cannon's going to go hard. Rokel goes every time to the glass when you see Bolo Yusuf in the game, and that has to be a huge focus for Stanford, boxing out defensively.
Shea Ijiwoye with possession. She was the one that took the bump and got fouled. Ncaa. And a loose ball foul going to go against Brynlee Cannon. Tied up with Mary Ashley Stevenson. So 2 quick fouls on BYU. While we have a moment, let's check in with Cam Clark.
Thanks, Spencer. And that last time out that we had just a minute ago, Lee Kamard's message to the team was if the ball's on the ground, it's got to be ours. He emphasized blocking out, make sure spacing is right so that the team can get their buckets and get back on defense. That's a
50-50 basketballs, absolutely a point of emphasis for Lee Kamard and this BYU bunch. They have thrived on it in this tournament. Easier said than done against the Stanford team that prides itself on winning the majority of those.
Yeah, they got the size advantage in there as well. And so they're going after every ball. They know what's on the line. And, you know, at this point in the season, you don't always get a team or players individually that are excited to keep playing. Obviously, these two teams wanted to make the NCAA tournament. They didn't, but you can end your season on a win. That matters.
Benali cycles to Barber. Barber driving inside, right at Ncaa, creates some space with that left shoulder and scores the easy 4-footer.
She's tremendous off the bounce, defensively drawing one of the tougher defensive assignments every game. Just a sophomore. The underclassmen for BYU. 6 of the top 7 rotational players are freshmen or sophomore for the Cougars.
Right corner 3 and a big one. Courtney Ogden with 5 points for Stanford and pulls the Cardinal within 2 at 14-12.
That's going to help open up the driving lanes if you can knock down 3-point shots, because BYU's forcing them on the outside.
Backdoor cut. Swatted away was Hammond by Eschmeyer. Ball is loose. Rokel fighting for one of those 50-50 basketballs. Her foot ruled on the baseline while she was touching the basketball, and it's Stanford now with possession.
How about this move from Barber? Initiates a little bit of contact just to create an opening with her body, and then Ogden, massive 3-point shot. She's a 37% shooter on the outside.
Trap, Swain. Ogden is fouled on the reach-in by Benali. So BYU aggressive with that half-court trap a few times. Ncaa Martin mixing up a lot of defensive looks early in this game to try and throw Stanford off kilter and put them on their heels. Nearly got a steal there, but Benali does pick up the personal foul.
Stanford 5 for 13 in this quarter. And being just down 2, I mean, the pressure is forcing them all the way to half court until they can really try to get a look, and it takes time off the shot clock, so you're under duress with the shot clock going down.
Benali knocks it off the leg of Ncaa, and I thought that was clearly off Ncaa and out to BYU, but they are saying Stanford basketball, so now Ncaa Martin is looking at his team to see if he needs to make an appeal, but did that get last touch by BYU? It looks like it did.
Yeah, it looked like it was off the leg of Rokel, and she was the first one to run back, so maybe didn't feel it.
Ogden looking for more, already with 5 points, but that jumper just a little bit long. Barber with the rebound, quick handoff to Benali. BYU in transition.
BYU 12 of their 14 points so far in the paint.
Cannon passes away from the free throw line. Benali to Barber in the corner. Now Cannon receives again. 8 on the shot clock. From 12 feet, Brittany Cannon drops it in.
And Cannon and Barber, with their length at 6 foot, 6'1", and just their ability to put up points. Now they're not averaging double figures, but when they can score and maybe even combine for 15 plus, it's a huge advantage on the offensive side. Takes the pressure off Delaney Gibb.
Ogden got herself open, got a friendly bounce. Courtney Ogden was 7 of Stanford's 14 points. 1:35 to play in the opening frame. BYU with a 2-point lead at 16-14. Benali out the screen from Rokel. Downhill in the paint, spins over her right shoulder, no good. Rokel with an offensive rebound. Hamlin has her shot blocked. Rokel collects, can't finish it. Boy, hands all over the place. BYU relentless, earned multiple opportunities, but unable to finish, and Stanford will take over possession.
You have to applaud the effort on the glass from Lada Rokel. Just so active, positioning herself early when the shot goes up to try to secure the rebound, creating extended possessions for BYU. Those are the type of plays that are going to win this ball game. It's the 50-50 balls. It's creating those extra possessions, whether off the glass or creating turnovers.
BYU continues the high-pressure defensive front. Eschmeyer guarded by Gibb. And somehow that gets through the BYU defense after the pass was tipped. And Ncaa scores it off the glass. Tied at 16, under a minute to play in the first quarter.
Good body control from Ncaa, and to go up and split the defense.
Benali for 3, in and out. And Barber and Eschmeyer battle for the offensive rebound.
Rokel doing her job to occupy Eschmeyer, and then Barber diving in there. But watch Ncaa right here, just scrambling for the ball, and then body control. Keeps the dribble alive, splitting the defense. She has to continue to be active offensively She's a big part of what they do on the offensive side of the ball. 2 of 5. She has 4 points to start this game.
Clardy with possession. Benali pressuring near midcourt. Aguero hands it right back to Clardy. Tough finish with the left hand, and Stanford's in front by 2.
A great composure just to keep that dribble alive, and then it's not easy to make a shot. You got a 6'3" big coming at you.
Gibb directing traffic with the shot clock off. 7 seconds to play in the quarter. Gibb between the legs will dribble back into a 3 and knock it down. Delaney Gibb puts the Cougars back in front by 1 after